All right. So I picked up this laptop here. It's a gaming laptop. It's probably my first gaming laptop because I never thought I really would benefit from one. But I saw this one was under $1,000. They're normally over that or 900 or whatever, and you can get it for. I've heard of people getting it for around the 500, five whatever mark. So this one has a RTX 3050 laptop version. It's not the same as the desktop, not the Ti, but it also has an 8 Radeon AMD 6600H processor. Um, and it can play just about any game from today. I played Call of Duty, the new Call of Duty, at quote whatever ultra settings means in that game, like maybe medium. At hit over 100 frames per second. The screen is actually 120 hertz, so you can play games at higher resolutions. It can't run everything at ultra like max settings at over 100 or anything like that, but it'll play all your games that you would normally play, say, on a console, just slightly lower settings and such. Uh, it does not have any crazy gamer-looking aesthetics, so no, that has a backlit keyboard, but that's the color you get. A couple levels of brightness, and that's really it. So if you're looking for something that does not scream gamer or edgy teenager or whatever, this one has that going for it. Has Wi-Fi 6, which I could not find anything about that in the specs. Only found that it had that for the higher tier models, but after taking it apart and looking at it and looking into the settings and everything, it did have that. Some of the gripes of this laptop are that you only get 4 gigs of VRAM, which cannot in any way be upgraded. It comes out of the gate with 8 gigs of DDR5. So I did try it out with that, and it was okay. It was fine. It seemed all right, but I experienced like maybe a little hitch here and there, and my air conditioning is turning on. Hold on. Okay. um. So yeah. So I experienced a little hitch. I did upgrade it with a matching set of faster DDR5. I don't really know that the faster RAM made so much of a difference, but it ironed out a couple little things. But I think, judging by my experience, a lot of the experience is not going to be too terrible with the 8 gigs, but I do have to recommend that you upgrade it somehow. It also comes with, I think it's 258 or something gigabytes of storage on board, an SSD, M.2 SSD. But there's also an open slot for another M.2 SSD. So I upgraded that to 1 terabyte. And so I have more storage for games, of course. The 4 gigabytes of VRAM has barely gave me any real issues. It's mostly little things that you can make adjustments to and fix, and you won't sacrifice a heck of a lot. I'm not so sure about the future, but so far everything has been playing great. I've been able to get over 60 FPS with just about every game I play. Latest Call of Duty, played Doom Eternal. That ran great at fairly high settings. Um, and stuff like that. I'm going to be doing gameplays of this as well. I would imagine this would be really good for emulation. So if you're interested in like emulating the PlayStation 3 or Nintendo Switch or any of that, um, it can do that. Let me take a moment though to apologize for my voice, or my I might be slurring a little bit. I had a bridge put in my mouth, and it's like blah, 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 you know. So it's a temporary, and it's making me slur a bit. um, but other than that, this is, by the way, uh, today's my birthday. Woohoo! But today was the first day that I felt um, not tired. So I figured I'd do this video now, even though. So back on the topic of this thing, yeah, like talking about emulation, I think you can do Switch just fine. It's more powerful than a Steam Deck, so it's going to give you better performance than that. So you're probably getting a little more. You're getting better performance than like last generation consoles and such. But probably not quite on par with like the new consoles. So, but the good thing, because it's a PC, you can. Oh, this came with free 3 months of Game Pass, so you can install your Game Pass games on here, no problem. And that's that. What was I talking about? Prior to that, I was going to say something. Oh, yeah. So basically, because it's a PC, of course, you can get your games like Sony PlayStation games. You get your Xbox, and through the magic of unofficial emulation, Nintendo Switch. Um, it is a little heavier. It's not going to be like a Steam Deck where it's like a little more portable, a little bit. But you're going to get higher resolutions, higher frame rates, and yeah, and it's I'm quite happy with this. Um, um, I don't know. There's one of the other issues that I'm not too happy with was the lack of an SD card slot. That would have been nice to have. But yeah, it does not have an SD card slot. It has two USB, is it 3.1 or 3.0? I don't remember. But it has HDMI in the back as well as USB-C. That supports display out, but I believe it defaults to the internal integrated graphics when you use that. So your best bet is to use the HDMI port. And then it comes with one of those Lenovo proprietary adapter thingies that they have. I did a video on how to actually charge laptops with that specific plug using USB without having to modify the whole thing, just using a cable and a power bank. So that's a thing. And so far, let me just I'm just going to do a quick gameplay here. I got Xbox controller here. Of course, you can hook up a mouse and keyboard, or just a mouse if you have a keyboard. Just using a touchpad isn't great, especially when the keyboard actually cancels out the mouse the trackpad and doesn't let you play it or use it or whatever. Let's see. We will bring up Steam, and I am going to readjust here a bit. A little closer. And we are going to jump into the new big picture mode with the controller. And we have all these games here. I don't want to jump into Call of Duty simply because it's going to take a while to get into a match. And I don't know if I have the single player installed or anything. Red Dead Redemption 2 has not yet been installed. Let's go. Oh no, I'm thinking let's go to Apex Legends. It's going to be the same damn thing. So let me jump into Doom Eternal. And hopefully, the new big picture mode will behave, because I have issues with this not focusing properly. They're still working on it. Yeah. And it did. This is... Wait, I don't know. One game I was playing with a little bit like a light ray tracing. That was Forza Horizon 5. Enabled, like, I forget what it was. It had ray tracing enabled, and it was playable at over 100 frames per second. But probably averaged about 90 frames per second. So you have a matte screen as well. One of the complaints of this laptop is that the screen is washed out. AMD's software can combat that. So I have actually tuned this to have a little more vibrancy, and adjusted the contrast and stuff using AMD's driver software. Let me just jump into my campaign here. Oh, I don't know if I added okay. I don't know why, but this feels like a little... Oh, I know why. Okay, so I'm not plugging into power, so you get the best performance when you plug into power. And I was looking at this, I'm like, the frame rate doesn't quite look right. And that's because I'm running off of battery power here. And, that's how that goes. Oops. Shit. That's not what I meant to do. Just one. But yeah, this is how it is on battery. But once you plug it into power, it's a whole nother story. But yeah, we are running this 1080p. This may be with DLSS. I should have gone into the setting. Let me see if they do offer the graphics settings here. We are doing... Oh, shit. It's running at 4K. No wonder it's dipping down like that. No, we don't need 4K. But that was impressive. It's probably running with DLSS, but still, that wasn't bad for 4K. But we're doing 1080p, not 4K. So I think if we lower that down... yeah, we're on performance mode. I think I can go to balanced at 1080p. Ray tracing is not an option. I wonder why. This does support ray tracing. It will probably tank the performance completely, but... Colorful rendering mode. Oh, that's for accessibility. Anyways, we got some of this stuff. Oh, it's apparently set to low. Oh, I know why. GeForce Experience got its way with this thing here, and kind of lowered the graphics and raised the resolution. No, I don't want that. I want to apply the changes, I said. Damn it. Oh, and insufficient memory. Oh, we gotta go to high, I believe. Yeah, there you go. That should do the trick. And here we are. Ah, it's much better. And GeForce Now, silliness. Or GeForce Experience, sorry. Yeah, that's way better. But we are playing... It's probably the reason is ray... I don't know, the reasons ray tracing... Yeah, probably why ray tracing is not available is because of lack of VRAM. But this is running fine for, not being on battery power. I do have it set so that when you're running on battery, it will default to 60 FPS. So, which you kind of can't see any higher than that on YouTube. So, whatever. All right. And this is running fairly well for battery power. The battery life does suck terribly. You're not going to get much in the way of gameplay. If you're trying to if you're playing off of the battery life with games like this. I mean, yeah, so, I mean, I played one match of Call of Duty. And that was basically it for the battery life. Anyways, so yeah, I played one match of Call of Duty and the battery life was done for. So, makes me appreciate the Steam Deck a lot more because that doesn't happen. And I thought there was something else I wanted to point out. It does support fast charging, so it charges decently quick. Charges up quite good. And there was something I wanted to say. I don't know if it was about the battery life or what, but yeah, there's a lot of battery saving features. But I wouldn't buy this for like general web browsing or something. To be honest with you, I've had way less powerful laptops that are way better at web browsing as far as battery life goes. This thing doesn't last very long with like video watching and such. I have a refurbished Lenovo laptop, ThinkPad. I use it with Linux, and it lasts like all day long. It is nowhere near as powerful as this thing, but it lasts forever. Granted, it has 2 friggin' batteries in it, and I replaced both of them, but the battery life in this is not great. So if you're looking for something for just web browsing, and you think, oh man, well this is gonna perform way better because of that, because of its, power, it's also gonna eat up the battery life, and it's going to suck. So there's that. You may just want to look into something a little less powerful if that's all you really want. If you want simple tasks, this thing is not great for that. It does have, by the way, if you're interested, it does have a privacy slider for the webcam, the shitty webcam that's built in. They all have shitty webcams. Oh, one thing that I did not mention that I wanted to say, the volume on this is horrible. You might want some headphones. Most laptop speakers are crap, but this one has horrible volume. The sound to me is okay. It's passable. It's better than most laptops I hear, but the volume is garbage. And yeah, that's just it. The volume sucks. But if you can get past the volume, it may even be loud enough for you. That's been, yeah. The volume is just not great. So, also opening this thing is kind of weird. The back comes off, but I watched a tutorial on how to open it up to install more RAM. The person in the tutorial told me to take off the back piece. I'm just going to end this. I don't want to kill the battery completely. Actually, we could look at the battery while I'm done with this. That's weird. You see, this is kind of a little issue with the new big picture mode that I'm having, is the focusing of the actual application itself. And I told it to tell me what the battery life is like, and it doesn't do it. Let me get out of big picture mode, and we can see what happened to the battery after playing for a little bit. And it's at 71%. Um, so I'm just gonna close it. I'm not gonna shut it down. Let me just fix my background here. So, fix it again. Hold on to it. My ghetto background here. It's important that I fix it. So it wants to fall. All right. So this, let me try to push this back. And go down. And we look here at this piece here. During the tutorial that I watched, I was told that the best bet was to take this off first. But that's not the best bet. Best bet is, at the very least, there are... Let me get back to my ghetto. I'll hold on to my ghetto background here. There are these two screws. If I can show it. Let me lay this down. And these two screws, at the very least, should actually be removed before taking the back piece off. Because there are two clips. Let me actually show the other screw. It's basically the same thing. These two screws need to come out first. Then you can take the screws out that are here and then push it off. But there are clips that hug these screws. And if you don't take these screws out, you will break those clips. So I listened to the tutorial and I broke those clips. And what ended up happening was, if you don't remove the clips completely, they get in the screw hole and stop you from putting the screw in. So I had to snip off one of the clips completely so that I could put this thing back on and put screws in it. Still fine, but that was an annoying thing. And then, there's these screws here you take off. There's also screws underneath this that you have to get at. That's why you take the back off. But I just wanted to point that one thing with the order in which you need to take the screws out. It would have been nicer if they just gave you access to the storage and the RAM instead of making you take the back off and then slipping in this kind of weird way of taking it apart. Or else it breaks. So that is another downside to this laptop. But I will be doing gameplay on this. I knew it. I knew I was going to lose my background. Okay. This video is so ghetto. Okay. We got that. So, other than that, that was just a decently long pickup video. That's more of a first thoughts. Wouldn't call anything a review unless I was using it for more than a few weeks. I've only been using it for a couple days now. I'm still just in the process of setting it up and everything. But that's my thoughts on this. I do really like it, and it's a heck of a lot better than paying thousands of dollars to NVIDIA for graphics cards just because they think you'll pay X amount of dollars for those graphics cards, when you could literally buy a laptop, albeit not as powerful. You could buy an entire laptop that could play all these games for less than the cost of one graphics card from NVIDIA, because they want your money and because they saw people paying X amount of dollars during the pandemic and the chip shortage. May look into something like this, or the Steam Deck, or other options like, the 6600 XT if you want a graphics card. I have one of those. It's awesome. I have better graphics card than that, but that one I recommend all the time if you're looking to actually get a good graphics card that isn't going to completely empty out your bank account. But this is also a good option if you want something that is portable, quote unquote, air quotes, portable, uh, and also can play all your games and emulation and all that stuff. I'd have to recommend this one. The newer laptops that are coming out they're also getting that whole overpriced thing, or maybe hopefully people won't buy this stuff at those insane prices, and they'll be forced to lower the prices, and you'll be able to get a decent deal on those. But yeah, so try to push at least some more budget options that make a little more sense. So thank you for watching. I'll be posting some gameplay of this laptop in probably today, because I'm really anxious to do that. And that's the easy part. The easy part is to just capture some gameplay. The hard part is setting up the camera when you're tired and talking. And I had to justify doing this on my birthday, which didn't take me very long. So thank you for watching, and have a good day.